back into this thing here. Let's chart on the charts. We're on NASDAQ, NQ on TradingView. This is what I trade, so I find success in. So that's kind of what I'm gonna show you guys on. So, what is my strategy? Basically, it's called the supply and demand strategy. I'm looking for basically the market to fill these different supply and demands of traders who are in and out of the markets. That none of that matters. That's just a basic background knowledge. What am I actually looking for? I'm looking for a strong push of one color, one way or the other. So an up push or a down push. We're going to start off with this example here. We see this big red push. Boom, that caught my eye. There's a couple things, when we're looking for a trade that we look for. One, we need a big push, big bars, or pretty decent sized bars. We don't want really small bars like here. I'll highlight this. Like this, for example, this little one right here. We don't want that. We want bigger size bars like this, like these ones, like this one, and for example, these green ones, like that size bar. That's what we're looking for. So once we find those, the next step we're going to look for here is the bar next to it. The bar next to it is the opposite color. It's not a huge bar. The bar next to it should not be a big bar. This will come into play later. This should be around the same size or smaller. It doesn't really matter as long as it's not much bigger. So what we're going to do with that is we are actually going to draw a box. We're going to take a box from your app, and we are going to take this green bar and we're going to capture it in this little thing here. We got it in our box. Now we're going to spread this box all the way out. So in theory, that is what this right here is what we would see. So we see this big red push. We have the green bar in here. The green bar is a decent size. It's not too big. It's not bigger than that one, but it's also not super long in one direction. In a sense, like if the red one is big, we also don't want the green one to be big if it's just a little bit smaller. We still want the green one to be small no matter the size of the first red one. So we're looking for a small. Next thing we're looking for is after you draw your box, after the push happens, we want it to come back into our box. This is how we make the money. It goes down, it comes back up into the box, and then when it leaves the box, after going back into the box, that's when we would get into the play, either buy or sell. And in this case, we're selling because we want it to go down. We want to do the first push. That's what we want to copy. So in this case, we want it to go in the box, then drop down and get out. And when it leaves that box, that's when we're going to get it. So here, you can see right here, it went in my box and it went out of my box. Boom. Now, in order for you to get into a position, we need it to go up slowly and not directly a shoot up. If we see right here, it's a perfect example. Not at any point does this thing shoot straight up. Yeah, right here you can say maybe a little bit, but that's not really concerning me because look at how long it took. Up and down, testing back and forth, took a choppy way up, and then eventually it came in. So right now we know we're looking for the strong push. We're looking to box in the next bar that is next to it in the opposite color. Then we're just waiting for it to slowly come back in your box. We know that once it goes in your box, this is when we're getting ready to make the trade. We're looking at the charts, but we're getting ready. At this point in here, when it's starting to slowly come up, yes, you need to watch it because you need to know when it goes in the box. But at no point do you want to get into a trade or think about it. Once it gets into your box, this is when you start to get ready, like I said. You wait for that to leave your box. Never buy or sell or just get into a position. Never get into a position when it has not left your box yet. Now, if it leaves it and then comes back in, because that's just how the market works, it goes up and down, that's okay. But you need to see it leave and confirm that it's left the box. Because if not, it can play little games and it will stay in there and it'll keep going up and up and up and through. For example, if this bar just say this red bar doesn't exist. So if it looked like this, and this green bar just kept going up, and it went through the top of your box, which is even with the top of this green bar, you're not interested anymore. Might as well just delete your box because you are not getting in this position. I'll show you an example of that later, but that is just a quick little note. So, as you can see right here, this play took some time, but eventually it got in the box, got out of the box, and made some money. So within this time period right here is about 15 minutes. Each bar here is about 5 minutes. From about here, around this area, so when you could have got in, now you're never going to exactly get in perfectly, just the way you get filled in the market, and your reaction time and when it falls, just all those different type of things. You're never going to get into a perfect spot, but you can estimate about a close spot. And from about here where my mouse is to about right around here is about $100 you could have made. And that's less than 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. If you count this, waiting for this bar to go in and out, maybe 10 minutes. If you don't, if you just count it, when it went out and when you made your money, that's less than 5 minutes. Now, if you waited even longer and you kind of waited for it to go down, you could have made anywhere from $250 to $350 is what this play was worth. You can see how much it was. Now, you can also see how it kind of comes back up, pulls back down. There's more room for money right here. But for us, in our strategy, we're going to scalp. We're going to try to get in and out of strategies within 5 minutes once it breaks your line. Once it kind of breaks your line and starts pushing down, we're looking to get in and out of these plays. All right. So now that you guys kind of have a little bit of a basic example, let's go look at another example in the chart.